Today what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to use these moulds. Now these moulds I absolutely love. I think they are fabulous, but they can cause a bit of confusion. And in another video in a few weeks time, I'll probably do something quite fun with the coaster one. But I'm going to start with this one. I will also link this and the coaster mould in the description below so you can easily get hold of it and all the products that I use today. I've mixed all my resin up, and what I'm using is a polyurethane resin because it will cure within about an hour and allow me to progress on with this project really quickly. I've added some marble powder, but I'm not over mixing it in because I want some little clumps of marble left in it, as you'll see, for the final effect. I just want to say a quick thank you to all my members. I hope you're enjoying the current series that we've got, and the videos for that are still in the members only area of YouTube on how to set up a small business and how to sell your arts and crafts. It seems really popular and it's going very well. So this is where I've discovered that this mould has a problem. It came to me folded up, and as you can see, it took on those folds in the middle of the mould, which is annoying. I have contacted the company about the issues I've got with this mould, so it'll be interesting to see what they come back with. It may be this was just a one-off, and this mould, unfortunately, I got was a problem. And I did, pay, I think, about £19 for this, so I want it to work well. When I do the video on the coasters, I'll let you know what happens and what the company says. And as you can see here, when I've poured it, it was really thin in some areas, and that has caused problems. If you'd like to buy me a coffee and help support this channel and say thank you for any of my videos and get your name on my coffee board, the link for that is in the description below. So again, I'm fighting with this now to try and get that, to flood that area that is really thin. I'm popping some popsicle sticks underneath it to try and encourage it to go into that area that you can see at the bottom of the screen. But unfortunately, it really didn't make a difference. And the trouble is, when you've got a big mould like this and it's not level, and I always make sure my work surface is level before every single project using a builder's level. If you don't have it level, then it's going to cause you more problems throughout the whole project, and they just get worse and worse, as you'll see when I finally come to demould this. And what you don't actually see when I demould it, and I don't know why I didn't show it, is it's so thin on one end there is a little split. So again, fighting with this, but I've let it cure up because I want to show you how to make this mould. I've mixed up my mica powder in my polyurethane resin again. And the reason is because this layer will cure within about 45 minutes, and I can pour my final layer and let that cure overnight, which will be epoxy, and I'm pouring this in. But as you can see, this isn't flooding really well, and I'm having to coax this into position using a lolly stick, both on the sides here and down those edges where I put the white in using a pipette. I'm even trying to push the mould down to try and encourage it to get into those areas, which it just really doesn't do. I'm going over it again with my long neck lighter to burst any bubbles. Now this is the transparent layer, and I'm using a transparent pigment, not an alcohol ink here, and I'm going to be pouring that from a little height with a thin stream to avoid as many bubbles as I possibly can. And again, this is where it is, a problem because the previous two levels aren't level, or layers aren't level. I'm having to again fight with this final level to get it to flood in the areas that I want it to get into. So what I do here is, once I finish getting it all over this base, is I take a plastic palette knife once it's started to thicken up a little bit, then move that across, then use my heat gun to warm it up slightly to hopefully allow it to really level out, and then pop the bubbles. But you'll see in a few seconds the issues that this has. I will now let this cure up. Well, this is all cured now, and the great thing about using polyurethane resin for the first couple of layers is that I can pour the top layer on really quickly. Those other two layers were cured within an hour, so this will just come out of this mould nice and easily. thing I would say about this mould is it isn't as heavy duty as what I feel it needs to be to give you the best results. So it does crinkle up a little bit, and to avoid that happening you could put it on a board, but ultimately I think that's come out okay. But you can see where the support structures are in there. Now that's not going to happen so much with the coasters, but it kind of has happened with this, and you can see where it isn't completely level. But I like the way that it reflects the light. Now if you want to put a little fish or something in the bottom, you can. You could either use vinyl for that, but I'm going to paint a little whale on, actually. Probably not the best brush to be doing it with. Let's see if I've got a better brush. Here's a better brush. So I'm just going to use some black paint. Now if you want to go over this afterward with a really thin skin of resin, you could do. And I just draw a whale like this. Very simplistic. A little bit over there for its nozzer. It's like an elongated pear, I suppose, or whatever you'd want to call it. And I'll give it 2 layers, because if not you're going to see the brush marks on it too much coming through. I know it's probably not looking like a whale at the moment, but it will in a second. I'll just fill that in. If you don't like the way you've done it, just go over it with a baby wipe and that'll wipe it all away. Oh, it does need some front flippy things. That will make a bit of a difference. So we can swim. Let's have a look at that from the other side, and it's only had 1 coat. So what we'll do is we'll let that dry, give it another coat, and then I'll show you what that looks like finished. That's all nice and dry now, and I think the whale looks nice. And I've got the different layers that I wanted here. I've got like the white or the snow, the green, and then the blue river. And that is blue. It's not just the mat underneath that's showing it's blue, although it does look a different colour now with that there. It needs something white underneath it. So that is blue, as you'll see once I put that on this white cloth. That's how easy it is just to get those different layers in this mould and to set this mould up. Now you could use this mould as a picture on the wall in your window, or as a tray if you wanted to add some handles to it. But you would, I think, if you're going to use it as a tray, you would need to give another flood coat over the top of this of clear, so it was all nice and level. I will probably give a flood coat to the back anyway to protect the acrylic paint that I've put on here, but I just give it a very, very thin one, and where it's shrunk away from the mould, that'll hold it all in. Let me know what you think of this. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and please boop that like button. It really does help me to get my videos out there and get them to other people, and helps increase my channel. If you'd like to buy me a coffee just to say thank you for any of my videos and help support my channel, get your name on my coffee board, the link for that is in the description below, along with the links to everything that I've used today. Take care, enjoy your resin, bye.